Here's the latest on Xtalks.com. Developing new drugs is a slow, costly, and labor-intensive process. But cutting-edge technologies offer the promise of streamlining the process in a way that's never been done before. To find out what else is impacting the future of clinical trials, Xtalks spoke with professionals to gather their predictions for the industry in the coming years. Hello, I'm Tegan Versolato, multimedia editor and webinar moderator for Xtalks.com, and welcome to this edition of Xtalks Vitals. Our featured webinar for this episode is How to Shorten Clinical Database Builds by 60%. Click the link in the description below to register for this free webinar. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right corner of this video so that you can always be up to date on the latest Xtalks Vitals episodes. As the healthcare industry approaches a new age of trials, Xtalks spoke with professionals gathered at the Drug Information Association Global Annual Meeting in San Diego, California, to get their take on what the future of clinical trials holds, with both data and virtual trials being brought up multiple times.
So data obviously is very prevalent in our industry and becoming much more accessible to all of the different constituents within the industry. It's all about how we convert that data to actionable intelligence. And as you can see here at DIA this week, there's a lot of focus and companies that are working to bring those insights to both patients as well as clinicians, which is important to us all.
These days, you can start combining a physical clinical trial with virtual clinical trials, so being able to do retrospective studies on clinical data that's been gathered over the years.
What we're seeing is the industry is much more amenable now to looking at data in different ways to enable different decisions to be made in a timely manner.
The pharma industry also seems to be approaching clinical trials in a more thoughtful and connected way, putting a greater emphasis on the goals and desires of the patients and families involved.
We're pulling in patients earlier than we ever have to make sure that they are seeing the endpoints that they want and making sure that we're capturing what's meaningful to patients. And that's happening a lot sooner, and it's happening across all different drug development programs now.
I think the future of clinical trials is really patient-focused, patient centricity, following the patient. We're doing a lot of stuff with wearables and tracking patient data.
As the drug industry continues to advance its efforts to modernize clinical trials through new methods, regulations, and technologies, sharing knowledge across the industry about what works and what doesn't will be paramount in future success of clinical trial execution. Subscribe to the Xtalks YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And visit Xtalks.com for more information on this story and our featured life science webinar for this episode, How to Shorten Clinical Database Builds by 60%. Click the link in the description below to register for this free webinar.